Welcome, scholars. I welcome you to another interesting agricultural lesson, which we are going to be treating the topic agricultural practices. Let's take a look at the outline for this topic. We are going to be looking at what is the meaning of agricultural practices, categories of agricultural practices, pre-planting operation, and the factors to consider when choosing a site. So now, what are agricultural practices? These are all the activities carried out on the farm before, during, and after planting of crops or seed. The activities you carry out on your farm before you plant your crops, after you plant, and during the planting season is what we call agricultural practices. Now let's talk about the categories of agricultural practices. We have your pre-planting operations, your planting operations, and your post-planting operations. For this lesson, we are going to be treating or concentrating on our pre-planting operations. Yes, so what are pre-planting operations? These are operations carried out before planting, and they include choosing of sites, your clearing, your stumping, plotting, plowing, harrowing, and ridging. Of course, we are going to be treating this one after the other. Now, let's take a look at the first one, choice of what? Site. The farmer selects a suitable land for crops that he wants to what? Cultivate. Before the farmer would make a choice of his or her farmland, he has to consider the following. 1. Topography. Topography simply means the slope of the land. It talks about whether the farmland is slopey or level. And you know that a fairly leveled land should be chosen to avoid what? Erosion problem. The next thing the farmer will consider is type or nature of soil. This is because soil is the medium for plant growth, and remember, poor soil will produce poor yield. So for you to have good yield, you need a good soil. The next factor is availability of input. Inputs such as your labor, your planting materials, the workers should be employed on the farm. This should all be what? Considered before choosing a choice of what? Farm or site. Then the next factor is adequate security. The farm should be located in an environment that has adequate security so that your animals and crops will be protected. These are factors to be considered under your choice of site. Now, another operation is what? Clearing of the site. The farm site is cleared by means of hand, such as your cutlass, depending on the size of the farm, or mechanical equipment such as your bulldozer. The equipment used depends on the nature of the vegetation in the area. The next operation is stumping. This is the removal of plant remains such as the roots of the cut trees from the soil. Implements such as your cutlass, your axe, mechanical stumper, and bulldozer are used in stumping. The next operation is your what? Plotting. Plotting is very simple. It simply means dividing the farmland into sections. It is the process of taking measurement and survey on the farmland just to show the nature of what? The land. So when you divide your farmland into sections or layers, it is known as what? Plotting. The next operation is tillage practices. Land tillage is the operations that follows after the land area has been cleared, stumped, or plotted. Tillage involves opening up of the soil for seed planting when you want to start planting. This could be done by means of simple farm implements such as your hoe in a small scale farm, or you have your bulldozer, etc. Tillage practice involves the following. 1. Ploughing. This involves the tilling or turning of the soil upside down. It can be done with a hoe, a spade, or a tractor. It is done so that all the weeds, grasses, and crop residues are buried. When you bury the weeds, grasses, and crop residues, it is called ploughing. Now, harrowing. The harrow is the next equipment used after the land has been plowed. It is used to further break down the large lumps of soil into smaller pieces. It is accomplished by using toothed or disc harrowing or revolving hoes. The next tillage practice is ridging. This is the last stage in land preparation from planting of seed. This is the gathering of the topsoil to form heaps. Ridging increases the depth of the surface soil for better crop growth. You heap for crops like your cassava, your yam, etc. Next is seed selection. Good seed must be selected. They must be free from diseases and they must possess desirable characteristics. Remember, when you don't plant good seed, you won't harvest. Now we have come to the end of this lesson. Hope you've learned how to prepare your farm for planting. Remember, feel free to ask any question you don't understand pertaining this topic, and don't forget to answer the questions on your content pages and quizzes. Bye. Till we meet again, hard work pays.